Hi, I'm Allie.
And I'm Davey.
And welcome to Brewing and Improving Drip Coffee. In this video, you'll learn
the equipment and steps needed to brew drip coffee at your cafe,
Pablo's coffee offerings, including single origins and blends,
and lastly, action steps to improving the taste of your drip coffee.
Let's start with the basics. In order to brew large quantities of coffee, a lot of our cafes get what's called a FETCO brewer. Let us know if you need help with getting a brewer. So the brewer has to be set up to its own water line and has to have the ability to heat up to 198 degrees Fahrenheit.
So after you have your brewer, you need a basket, a paper filter, and your ground coffee, and the correct sized urn for the amount of coffee you're going to be brewing. If you're having issues with the grind setting you need to be using, stay tuned. We're going to be talking about that in just a minute. And we're going to be talking about the kind of coffees you could be ordering from Pablo's.
Pablo's Coffee has 4 blends that are offered year-round, whereas single origins will change quarterly.
The blends are Little Gem Espresso, Danger Monkey, Two-Stroke Smoke, and Leisurist. Right now we have single origins from Colombia, Guatemala, Kenya, Ethiopia, Sumatra, Zambia, and also a decaf.
Most cafes order our crowd favorite, Danger Monkey, for drip coffee and Little Gem to use for their espresso machine. In addition, cafe will often order a single origin as customers tend to appreciate the option and education of trying something new. If you want to learn more about our coffees and blends, we would love to schedule a roastery tour with you. Email pablos@pabloscoffee.com to schedule that. So if this is your very first batch of coffee, let's talk a little bit about the recipe. So you want to do 70 grams of coffee for every liter of water. So we have a 4-liter urn here, so I'm going to do 255 grams. We use a Melkonig EK43 and we grind around 9. Here's a little trick. If you have a spray bottle, you can get the filter a little wet and that will help with static. So it will take around 6 to 6.5 minutes from start to finish. Again, this is just how we brew our coffee here at Pablo's. It will probably look a little different at your cafe. We recommend that you continue tasting and taking notes to improve your drip coffee.
In order to improve our drip coffee, we have to understand extraction, which is the percentage of ground coffee that is dissolved into the drip coffee. The ideal extraction would be between 18 and 22% and taste sweet and balanced. There are devices like a refractometer that help roasteries like us determine this number. When we deviate from this ideal extraction, we have 2 ends of the spectrum, over
and under.
Over extraction means we are dissolving too much of the coffee grounds into the drip coffee. This often tastes burnt or smoky, has a heavy body more like soy sauce than tea, and is bitter.
Under extraction is the exact opposite. This means that we're not dissolving enough of the coffee grounds into the drip coffee, and the result is weak, a thin body, and often tastes sour.
We usually improve extraction by adjusting the grind, if all else is set correctly. If we determine that a coffee is over-extracted, we need to coarsen the grind.
And if we determine that the coffee is under-extracted, as you can probably fill in by now, we need to tighten the grind, which will fine the particles, increasing surface area, and slow down the total brew time. So here we have an example of that perfect extraction, an example kind of how the grinds look. On Davey's end of the spectrum, we have over-extracted. The grinds are powder-like, super fine, and on my end of the spectrum, we have under-extracted, and the grinds are very coarse, like sand. It is possible that co-settings are a little bit messed up. They might be adjustable and they might not. If you're having trouble with that, be sure to let us know. So somewhere around an hour and a half, we encourage people to start tasting their drip coffee to make sure that it is still hot, to make sure that there's still a bright acidity there, that it's not kind of getting too dull. Just keep tasting and dump it when it's not fresh.
We hope this video helped you understand and improve your drip coffee in your cafe. Thank you for choosing Pablo's Coffee to serve. If you have any questions, please send them to pablos@pabloscoffee.com.
Next up, we're going to take the same concept of extraction and apply it to dialing in espresso.
Woo.
Stay tuned and you'll be a barista wizard in no time. Cheers!
See you soon.